All right, today, Joshua and Jessica, we are going to be discussing on our podcast, Rural Cities, the City of Calera. All right. Topic one. Um, on my side, I had a rural picture of Calera. Rural culture in Calera is prevalent. Below is a picture of the rural city of Calera. And Calera is a growing city, however, it's still considered a small city compared to a larger surrounding city. It's filled with green open spaces, hills, livestock, and the city moves at a slow pace.
Yeah.
Now, Miss Jessica, did your rural city that you worked in, how did you compare to Calera?
Oh, very slow pace. Very, very slow pace. One road in, one road out. Everybody come in the same way, everybody go out the same way. They had, I want to say, one elementary school, one middle school, and one high school. And that little small area, seafood was the main money maker for everybody. They were fishermen and they worked on shrimp boats and crawfish boats. That was the main income of everybody, or they worked in a factory. And if they didn't do that, a lot of them were unemployed or like receiving assistance. It was a really close-knit family community where everybody was related for the most part. They had one grocery store, one Family Dollar, one Dollar General, and I think that's it. And then anytime they needed to get anything outside of that, they would have to drive like an hour away to go to New Orleans.
Was livestock? Did you see livestock? Did you see cows and other animals, farm animals in the rural area?
They had farm animals, and they also had alligators. They had alligators, wild pigs. Like they were literally at the Gulf of Mexico.
Wow.
That you can literally drive. When you go down there, you just drive till you can't drive no more. You see the water coming up, yeah, you literally driving into the Gulf of Mexico.
Wow.
But they had all kind of wild animals, and farm animals, horses, cows, sheep. I think that's it. But yeah, also alligators. Regularly, that's a regular occurrence to see alligators out.
Wow. All right. Restaurants in Calera. Calera is a growing city, and one on the main drag in Calera is a restaurant called Sages. And Calera is growing. It doesn't have many restaurants.
Yeah.
So did your rural city have many family-owned small restaurants?
They had one.
Yeah.
And it was connected to a gas station. And everybody, it's a small place where I think they only had one gas station too. Maybe two. Maybe two gas stations, but it was one restaurant connected to the gas station, and it was family owned. Everybody knows everybody. Small town community. And then another one, I think a lot of people, they've learned to make money in that way where they cook and then they'll sell their food to the hospital staff or the teaching staff, or they'll do fundraisers to raise money for different things. But they were home cooks where they would make money selling plates or selling seafood to the people in the community.
It sounds like
but no chain, no McDonald's.
Yeah.
No McDonald's, no Burger King, no Wendy's, no fast food at all. Just one restaurant connected to the gas station.
I had a restaurant like that on my way to backside Chelsea, Calera, Columbiana, gas station restaurant just like that, right there in borderline Calera. Now, was there a lot of developing homes and communities in your rural area?
I would say yes and no. That area was devastated by Hurricane Katrina and yearly storms that took place on an annual basis. So the only time things were rebuilt is if they were flooded out of their homes, and then they got insurance to rebuild. And then some people rebuilt on higher land, and they got their houses on these big, tall stilts. So they're up in case there's another hurricane or another flood. But that's how a lot of the development takes place down there. Only if they get flooded out and they get like insurance, or they have insurance for them to rebuild. They'll rebuild, but everybody didn't have that privilege. And then some people have to leave or go stay with family members, but it's not a lot of like new development, but rebuilding homes if people have the money to do so.
Question: how did the government play a role in it? Was the government frequent about providing funds to certain rural cities and community?
From what I saw, I think some people got assistance to get trailers built on their land as temporary housing after the various hurricanes, but they've had issues with that too, with it having toxic chemicals or mold and things. But I think they have tried, but I don't know how successful it was.
Okay. I'll say Calera's growing, and one of the on I-65 that merged into Calera, that highway is expanding.
Yep.
Now, the ratio in the classrooms at Calera is growing. However, as the city grows, the school needs to expand.
Yeah.
Calera Middle School, the ratio of girls is 48% females and 52% males. The classrooms in your rural area, were they conducive to the students? By that I mean, did you have enough space, or was it more popular with students than you guys had space, or how did that work?
Actually, the school that we were in, it was a brand new build that they had just moved in. Maybe before I got there, maybe within 2 or 3 years. So it was a brand new building, rebuilt after a past hurricane had damaged the school. So it comfortably fit everybody that is in the area. But that area is not like a growing population. It's like a dwindling population due to it being on the coast and due to them having issues with storms and the erosion of the land and all the issues that come with living in that Gulf Coast area. But it's not really a growing population. It's more steady or slowly declining, but not. I don't think it's moving forward or growing.
Okay. All right. Now, Calera does not have a hospital. In the surrounding cities, Calera, there's not a hospital, so it's about 15 miles away. Was your local city similar to Calera, hospital-wise, medical-wise?
There is no hospital, but they do have like a family medicine place where people can get their immunizations, or the older people go and get their prescriptions and stuff, or you can be seen like during like business hours. Yeah. But I don't know about after hours. But outside of that, they would have to drive to New Orleans, about an hour away, to get care. Outside of that.
And as the city grows, Calera has one small local place where you can work out at. Did your rural city have something similar, like a workout 24/7?
No.
Wow.
Not that I know of.
Yeah.
Not that I know of, but this isn't really a population of people that work out or is conscious of being fit and healthy. That's just based on the type of people in the community and the things that they need, their needs. That's not, I don't think that's one of the high priorities. Maybe it should be, but it's not high up on the priority to have a place to work out at or even work out at all.
Okay, question. Did that city have any potential opportunities to grow? By this, I'm talking about Calera opportunity to grow by having a gym. Your city in New Orleans, where outside outskirts didn't have an opportunity to grow.
Not outside of like the gyms at the middle school or high school. Actually, you know what? They did have a YMCA.
Okay.
they had a YMCA that was connected to like a senior living space. It wasn't like a it was a senior living space, and that's where people could go and they didn't have a lot of equipment though. They had some. They did have some equipment, but it wasn't a lot. And it was kind of like a community center where people could come and like host events like parties or webinar. I mean, seminars or stuff like that. And the church community would go and rent it out and have stuff. And they had like back to school backpack giveaway that I was a part of that they had. So yeah, they had something, but it's not. Okay. I don't think it's used in that way for them to be working out and stuff. It's more used as a place for the community to gather and get needs met with the people in the community. Okay.
Infrastructure in Calera. Like I just referenced, I-65 in Calera is expanding to make it conducive of the growing population. What type of infrastructure that you guys have in your community that could be beneficial to expanding if it was feasible in the community? In the buildings, in the local, anything that you could see that could potentially grow and be beneficial to the community?
Not that I can see, because
buildings, roads,
that area,
restaurants.
It's an area that it probably won't even exist as we keep going forward in time because of the erosion of the coast. It's sinking down. So really, it's a one-way in, one-way out.
Wow. That's rural.
That's very rural. And then, like, if they have, like, severe weather, severe storms, they have to block it off for people. Only people can come in and out on an emergency basis or, on an emergency basis. And they have, like, policemen guarding and having to be able to show your ID and stuff coming in and out. But if it floods, like that main road floods, and you got to either stay in or out. Wow. You can't even go back and forth.
Wow.
And I don't know how much can be done about it, but they do have police out there making sure that it's minimal driving back and forth.
This is the last one before we wrap up this podcast. Calera has economic empowerment by providing a place called CTEC. CTEC is a place for 10th through 12th graders who it's a school that they provide training, hands-on training, such as plumbing, mechanical work, etc. Does your city offer anything similar to CTEC?
Not that I knew of. A lot of the people in the community, they follow in the footsteps of the people in their family. So I would have kids. I would have kids in elementary school, early elementary school, like kindergarten. Like their grandpa was a shrimp, worked on the shrimp boat. Yeah. They got their boots and they go out and fish and shrimp. Like that is what brings money into the community. So
kind of like family owned, passing it on down, and they fish for crawfish and all those things. They know how to do those kind of skills, or the people work at a plant. The plant. And I don't know what kind of training it takes to do that, or if it takes any training at all. But that's where most of the money comes in, from the plants up and down that road, or fishing. That's fascinating. That's pretty it. And they teach their kids how to do that kind of stuff. Different aspects of rural, because we learned about in class rural on the farm. Yeah. Everybody work on the farm. Yeah. Your rural city worked on shrimping and factories, etc. Yep. So that's just discussing different aspects of rural. Yeah. So it doesn't discriminate. You know, rural is rural. Rural is rural. Yeah, and we learned about, rural is how you define it. Yeah. There's one definition. There's not one definition of rural. All right, Ms. Jessica, I appreciate you discussing the rural on this latest episode of this podcast, and thank y'all. Y'all take care. All right.